with that movie 2001, you're projecting us into the 21st century. I brought along my son Jonathan, who in the year 2001 will be the same age as I am now. Maybe he will be better adjusted to this kind of world that you're trying to portray.
The big difference when he grows up, in fact, if we wanted to wait for the year 2001, is that he will have in his own house, not a computer as big as this, but at least a console through which he can talk to his friendly local computer and get all the information he needs for his everyday life, like his bank statements, his theater reservations, all the information you need in the course of living in a complex modern society. This will be in a compact form in his own house. He'll have a television screen like these here and a keyboard, and he'll talk to the computer, get information from it, and he'll take it as much for granted as we take the telephone.
I wonder though, what sort of a life would it be like in social terms? I mean, if our whole life is built around the computer, do we become a computer-dependent society and computer-independent individuals? In
some ways, but they'll also enrich our society because it'll make it possible for us to live really anywhere we like. Any businessman and executive could live almost anywhere on Earth and still do his business through a device like this. And this is a wonderful thing. It means we want him to be stuck in cities, we better live out in the country or wherever we please, and still carry on complete interaction with human beings as well as with other computers.
That was from a 1974 interview with Arthur C. Clarke, a hugely influential science fiction writer, TV host, futurist, and inventor. It's so amazing to hear someone, and particularly a sci-fi great from the 1970s, pushing back against the dystopian narrative of technological innovation that has been articulated for decades and still is. Hi again, I'm Adam Brown, and this is a video about harnessing the power of social media to build an online community for learning. When students connect and interact via a hashtag, a unit of study is no more primarily about a lecturer delivering content, students consuming that content, and conversations that don't happen on a next-to-empty discussion forum. Social media brings with it the gratification of real-time feedback, where you don't have to wait for ages to get a response to something you post. Another key advantage is that you can connect to more than the 2 or 3 people who sit near you in your seminar. You can connect to students on other campuses, and if you're studying online in cloud mode, you can truly be a part of the student community. And to dwell on this need to network a little longer, I want to introduce a new segment in my teaching videos, Speaking Frankly. Hi there, I'm Adam, this is Frank, and today on Speaking Frankly, we're going to be talking about networking. Frank, I thought we'd start with a description of something that happens every now and then, it's happened more than once, when students come up to me and talk about Twitter not working for them. Halfway through a trimester, maybe at the end of trimester sometimes, I've had students say, Adam, Twitter's not really been working for me. And I have a look at their account and they're maybe following 1 or 2 or 3 people and they haven't tweeted much, if at all, and they haven't really been interacting on there. And in a sense, Twitter's not working for them because they haven't worked for it. And so one of the key things for students to do when they first start to work with Twitter is to network. You don't even have to tweet initially. You need to follow people. And certainly students can follow me, that's great, their tutor, yes. But just as importantly, if not more importantly, they need to follow their peers. And that just doesn't have to only be the people in their seminar, the people sitting close by around them. It is really important that you network beyond your seminar, whether it's people on the same campus or a different campus. It really does give you an amazing opportunity when you're on social media to connect with people, even cloud students. Everyone can be part of the one student community. So that's really crucial. And then you've got the next steps you can take after you follow people, and keep an eye on who's following you, because if they're students in the unit, you want to follow them back. But then you try out some liking, maybe even a retweet. You could quote a tweet, add some context, add your own thoughts. Just as importantly, interacting by conversation. Despite the stereotypes of Twitter, Twitter is a very conversational medium. People have chats all the time. When people tweet, they often think, oh, I don't know what to tweet. I have to think of something, really great to put on the hashtag. Well, number one, you don't have to, and I'd encourage you not to just tweet with the hashtag. It's really important to tweet generally. Don't just limit yourself to the one kind of purpose on Twitter within a unit on social media. You can get used to tweeting before you add the hashtag. So that's a really important thing. And when you tweet, you can also reply to other people's tweets, and that will give them a huge sense of gratification that someone's taking notice of them, which is usually the anxiety over not being noticed is exactly why people don't tweet in the first place. So liking is great, retweeting is great, following yes, replying yes. Keep a balance of things. Don't spam the hashtag. Certainly contribute to the hashtag, but just get involved and learn by doing. And really, the networking is so crucial that when you do start to network in a unit, you're using Twitter effectively, you just can be amazed at exactly the kind of professional industry connections that you can get, certainly before your degree finishes, but even before that, before the unit finishes. So really important to keep in mind there. I've seen some amazing things. I've got lots of stories that I won't go into now because Frank's going to completely fall asleep on me. But it is really important to network. So Frank, on a concluding note, I think it's really important to emphasize the need to keep strengthening and expanding your network. Don't worry about the numbers so much. It's not crucial about the overall total number of people who are following you, but if you're not being followed by many people, maybe you've got some following and some tweeting to do of your own. Twitter will work for you if you work for it. Do you want to add anything, Frank? You've been watching Speaking Frankly. Anxious about transformations that were soon to come, the journalist in the video I started with asked, what sort of a life would it be like in social terms if our whole life is built around the computer, if we become a computer-dependent society and computer-dependent individuals? Well, I'm sure you can respond to that question in your own way, but I'd like to pose another question from a completely different, non-dystopian perspective. What kind of education about social media making would it be if we didn't use social media, but just sat around reading and talking about it and then wrote some essays? As I've said elsewhere, learning by doing is the only way. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to leave me a comment down below and subscribe to this channel to get updates about future videos. You can also find me on my blog, Digital Zones, my Facebook page, Digital Zones, on Twitter, I'm Digital Zones, on Instagram, I'm Digital Zones, and on Snapchat, I'm the maroon-coloured Power Ranger that wasn't. Hwah!
Hurry up, my arms are going to drop off.